Alright, the recording is now up, which means this is your host, Kazar Spell, and welcome back to Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. In the last episode, spoilers happened, and spoilers will continue to happen. Watch the previous episode, or just cover your eyes, children. This is gonna get spoilers. Lynn kept her promise about getting me hooked up. About 2 hours before dawn, the phone rang. Hello? This is Jowd. Fizzle, are you listening? We need your powers. No time to talk. We'll be waiting for you. Time to go to the control room. Well, you better get going. This long night is drawing to an end. Yeah, it looks like it. Thank you for all your help tonight. I'm the one who should be thanking you. At the other end of the phone line, I'm finally gonna find all my answers. I'd better go. A single telephone line connects me and the other Sissel. But that single line spreads out like a spider's web to ensnare the fates of many people. And I just reached the center of the web. Welcome to the Yanoa. Detective Jowd. My detective senses must have gone rusty. I didn't even sense your presence in the dark. That's because I switched the power to my mask off, Detective Jowd. I used your phone. Hope you don't mind. Egad! Never thought you'd track us here. Especially seeing as you're a death row inmate. And I'm equally surprised about your choice of transportation. A submarine, eh? But how did you find us, my man? Not even the police knew where the Yanoa was going to surface, confound it! We detectives have a little saying. If there's something you want to know about a case, ask the criminals. The bullet the man in red was shot with had a radio transmitter in it. I have a little something for you. Cabanela has given me some pretty weird presents in the past, but they always prove useful. This one was a radio receiver made to look like a pocket watch. Yes. Inspector Cabanela. I hear he's an excellent investigator. By the way, where's that man in red? I know he's on this submarine somewhere. Ah, Sissel, you mean? You can relax. That's nothing but his shell. His shell, eh? His spirit isn't even here right now. Most likely, right about now, he's controlling your daughter. Please, I beg you, let my daughter go. If you need a hostage, take me. Just please let her go. Bah! There's something our nation needs. Sissel has it. That's all we care about, my man. Nothing else matters. However, it would appear Sissel has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here. Bargaining chip? Our nation has already researched it. This product that Sissel has to offer, the source of his powers. What? What in the world was that? The Temzik fragment. It gives spirits special powers. And now our deal with Sissel is concluded, as far as we're concerned. What are you talking about? What a mistake to make, right at the most critical moment. Now then, Detective Jowd. Farewell. What in the world? The whole room just vanished. Detective Jowd! Where did he go? What now? I think I heard an explosion somewhere. Lynn and the little lady should be here somewhere. I smell danger. I better find them and fast. So you're here, huh? It's Mithel! Yes, I think even I remember who you are by now. What do you suppose that shock was a minute ago? I have no idea, of course. I'm just a little sheltered apartment dog. What with my loss of memory, I can't say I'm much better. Anyway, let's hurry up and go save Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla. You think that trusty nose of yours can sniff them out? I'm sorry to say, but I don't think it can. Why do I even bother to ask? But you do have the power to swap objects. So let's find that little detective and the little lady together. You got it! Telephone is ringing. Wow! It's Miss Camilla! I just know it! My trusty nose is practically screaming it at me! I think you better call that more of a hunch. Anyway, let's get to that phone before it stops ringing. You bet! Jeez. I think I just heard another little explosion in the distance. I've got a bad feeling about this. Sissel, look! The black hello came off the hook! Oh, I better answer it and fast. Hello? Is anybody there? It's her, the little lady. It's Sissel, where are you? Somebody please answer. I guess she can't hear my voice. You too, huh? Oh good, I thought she was ignoring me. Somebody help me. Lynn, Lynn is... She said Lynn. Miss Lynn! We better hurry. Let's go, Sissel! It's no use. Nobody's answering. Miss Camilla! And Miss Lynn! Oh, poor Miss Lynn! Yeah, she can't seem to catch a break. It looks like another tragedy has happened. Sorry to keep you waiting, little lady. Sissy, I knew you'd come. Miss Camilla! Miss Camilla! And Missile too! I'm so glad to see you're alright. He's dead. Well, I wouldn't say I'm alright, actually. Hey, wait a minute. Missile, your voice. I think I remember hearing it somewhere before. What? My voice? That's right. Camilla has a core now, so that means she did hear Missile's voice before, when he saved her that time. That was you, wasn't it, Missile? You're the one who saved me in the park tonight. Thank you. Miss Camilla, I'm so glad I was born your little doggy. Hey, Missile, could you stay here and watch over your mistress for a while? Huh? But don't you need my powers? I'll see what I can do on my own for a while. After all, you're the only one who can protect her. Okay, I'll do it! Thank you, Missile. Oh, Sissel, you're here. Lynn, what in the world happened here? I don't know. Huh? I just sort of blacked out all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know in that case. And where's Detective Jowd? Is he alright? I don't know. Huh? The room he was just in disappeared all of a sudden. Now it's making even less sense than before. After we left the Super's office, we followed after the man in red. We tracked him with that radio transmitter Inspector Cabanela fired into him with the bullet. The man in red took a boat out to sea from a small harbor on the edge of town. Detective Jowd and I managed to secretly stow away on his boat. That's impressive. And then we sneaked onto the submarine with him when it surfaced. That's even more impressive. I don't know submarines having a lot of entrances. Before long, the submarine dove back down again. Detective Jowd and I decided to split up. He would take care of the telephone line, and I would look for Camilla. I found Camilla hiding here in the engine room. She had escaped and run away here. Again, impressive. Wow, that's quite an adventure. What happened next? I don't know. Huh? There was a flash of white all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead. Oh boy. Sounds like it'd be quicker to see for myself. Back to 4 minutes before your death. Camilla, are you okay? Okay. Hello, Lynn. Or is it Detective now? It's been 10 years since we've last met. Are you? Are you really that man from the park 10 years ago? Well, I see there's no need to introduce myself. Give Camilla back! She has nothing to do with any of this. Afraid I can't do that. This is my last chance. Phone is ringing. It's not for me, nobody ever calls the dead. The fact you're here means that my revenge plan has failed. Revenge plan? It didn't happen tonight, did it? His execution. Well, knowing him, I half expected as much. That's why I was waiting here like this, waiting for him to show up. Wouldn't it be just what he wanted? To be executed by his own daughter? I heard about 10 years ago. I feel sorry about what happened to you. But revenge? Nobody could possibly know. What I've... What in the world? An explosion? Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. Have I been had? Revenge, huh? That's a feeling I just can't understand. Of course not. You're not him. He's right. I'm not him, am I? He was going to shoot Detective Jowd as Camilla when he came to rescue her. It's just too horrible. Anyway, let's bring you back to life. Again. You didn't have to add that again part. Okay, what can I reach? Literally nothing at the moment. Nope. 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 Phone is ringing. Now it's close enough. Let's see, where could I go? I don't know what any of these things do. Hey, we somehow managed to knock down the receiver. Somehow manage? Who's to say that it's not how I planned it? Come on, hurry! Right, I better check it out. Hello? Anybody there? If anybody's still there, get yourself here on the double. We're about to head out. Speak up! Why don't you answer? Anyway, if you're coming, we're leaving. So it must be true what they say, that there are restless ghosts on board. That does it. I promise to turn over a new leaf, Mom. Who's he calling restless ghosts? Well, it's true. Neither one of us is really resting in peace. Anyway, looks like the sub just lost one of its crew. I guess that means the fate of this sub has just changed slightly. Sissela has underestimated us. Yep, the bargaining chip. I saw this little deal go down once before. In just a moment, the man in red is about to get his Temsic fragment taken away. Let's see if I can do this. Ah, the Temsic fragment, you're mine at last! The objective has been achieved! Now we detach the control room as planned! Yes, sir. Farewell, sir. Sissel, what just happened? The whole room just disappeared with Detective Jowd in it. Don't worry, Lynn. I bet Detective Jowd can take care of himself. The main thing right now is rescuing you and the little lady. Can't believe this is happening. Now then, I'd better hurry along. Before Sissel discovers what he's lost and comes after me, the Yanoa will be his coffin. May it lie buried here in the deep sea forever. Farewell, Sissel. And off he goes. I do love how crammed in all the crew is. Aha! So that's the cause of that giant explosion. Huh? What is? Don't tell me that that's another thing you've forgotten. Torpedo! It's like, well, you've heard of missile before, haven't you? Yeah, sure. But a different missile comes more readily to mind. It looks like he plans to sink the submarine with that thing. This is not good. We have to do something before that torpedo is fired. And we are in the torpedo! There's no time, it's gonna launch! Don't worry, we can still find a way to stop it. What? How? Even if the torpedo does launch, we just have to stop it from detonating, right? There's still something we can do. I hope. Why was the I hope at the end the strongest part of that sentence? Okay, here goes. I came along for the ride without giving it too much thought. But was this really the best move? How was Aran there? I don't know. I think so. We just have to keep it from going off, right? I'm sure this poor little rat will thank us too. How in the world did it get in here? I think these outside parts are supposed to be weights of some sort. Spinning black things, right? Apparently their spinning helps the torpedo maintain its balance. They must be pretty heavy. I wonder if we can use these weights to our advantage somehow. Great, we've dumped the little creature off. Wow, those weights were heavy enough to turn the whole torpedo over. Now for that safety device. Right. Let's see. And now it can't detonate. There, we've clamped the safety device on. We did it! That should keep this torpedo from exploding. But there's just one problem. Problem? What's that? The torpedo is still going to impact! We can't do anything about that! Uh-oh. What was that noise? Huh. It looks like the torpedo still hit the submarine. It looks like the submarine is still okay. This changes everybody's fate, including the little rats. Sissel, we did it! Well, why aren't you shot? What's the matter? You still look unhappy. We stopped the torpedo from blowing up, but we still opened a gaping hole in the submarine. Huh, you're right, I guess. I guess that's just what missiles do! They're unstoppable! Huh? Am I hearing things? Anyway, I guess we better get back to the present as quickly as we can. Right, I'm worried about Camilla. We managed to stop death for now, but it hasn't disappeared altogether. It's now slowly but surely filling the room. Yeah, the rat's still shit out of luck. It's at the bottom of the sea inside a torpedo. Yeah. Water is seeping through the hole where the torpedo hit. I've got to get them out of here. I'd better go meet up with Lynn. The lights went out, but this machine apparently still works. Unfortunately, I guess it won't run for very long. Maybe I can use its movements to help me create a path. Lynn! Camilla, you're awake! How do you feel? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I pointed that gun at you. Don't worry about that. That wasn't you. Miss Camilla! Oh, Missile, you're here. Oh, poor Miss Camilla! Miss Lynn, what should we do? We have to get out of here before any more water comes in. Sissel should be along any second. I knew Sissy would come! And Missy is here too! I'm so happy everybody's going to be with me now. And then she passed out. Camilla! Miss Camilla! I'll get you out of here. If it's the last thing I do! Aw, I think I'm gonna cry. Or whimper, as the case may be. I better send a signal to let... I better send a signal to Lynn that I'm here before it's too late. I am a flashlight. Oh, look at that flashlight. It's Sissel! He's here! Up you go. I'm glad you're here, Sissel. Sorry for the wait. It looks like this room is going to fill up with water fast. We better get out... Get that door as quick... Wait. We better get out that door as quick as we can. We won't be getting out that door, I'm afraid. The water pressure is too great already. I can't open it. What? What does water pressure mean? Think of it as the force of the water holding the door closed. The water level keeps getting higher and higher in here. So the only way out of here is up, huh? Exactly. Okay, got it. Let's look for a path that goes up. Hey, look at that ladder. I wonder if we can get it down somehow. Good idea, let's try it. Oh, and by the way, yes? I can't swim. Neither can Camilla. Don't you have any good news for me? Let me think about it. In the meantime, could you hurry, please? And does this work? Yeah. You did it, Sissel. Thanks. Oh. Okay, she's okay. What was that? It looks like water seeping in isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Huh? Sissel, the flashlight doesn't work anymore. Hey, don't get mad at me. Maybe the contacts are bad or something? Yeah, I know. You could fix it with your powers. Okay, now she's just taking things too far. Oh, hey, great. Did you used to be an electrician in your past life or something? That's a cruel question considering the circumstances. Now, all we have to do is get to that door, and we're safe. Oh! Please don't be dead. Ow. What happened now? It looks like the submarine decided to rear up on its hind legs. I can't believe we're still okay after that fall. Either we're really lucky, or we're dead and we haven't realized yet. Come on now, as if the latter could be true. What now? The water sure is rising fast. Come on. You'll just have to go up to the top. Let's see how I can help with my ghost tricks. Well, I think I see a familiar flame over there. Sissel, there you are! How's it going? How's it going? I'd say it's going pretty badly. You do understand how dangerous this situation is, don't you? Of course! After all, just ask anybody who knows as much Sorry. Just ask anybody who knows me how much I hate taking a bath. Maybe he's been in danger of drowning before himself. Okay, ready to create a path for these little ladies? Of course! Okay, I need to get a wheel... something. Oh, that's later. Okay, now I can move. I was wondering, like, why couldn't I reach anything and he needed to hold it? Okay. Medium fan there. I think I need the large fan up. I think I need the large fan down there. Not quite. These pistons sticking out right in front of me. It's almost like they're taunting me. Maybe it's a challenge. It might be just that. Think you can climb them? If I wasn't holding Camilla, I could probably do it easily. Yeah, we need an itty-bitty fan up top. Sissel, you're not telling Miss Lynn to leave poor Miss Camilla, are you? Could you just be quiet for a minute, Missile? Those pistons sure look like they could be used to our advantage. And we need a little fan. Oh, I was wondering where it was. There, how about that? Wow, this is great. You made a staircase for me. You better hurry. I don't think that water is going to wait for you. Alright, first puzzle done. Now the steam is getting in the way. It's way too hot to get through. What? There's no way around either. Think you can do something? Of course we can! We have to. Alright. So for the next part, we have to switch these around. Oops. We need to get Sissel up there too. Okay. So let's see. Two of them blow down. We'll switch those here. Look at this! If I swap the pipes, it changes how the steam comes out, huh? Well, I get it, because the cracks in each pipe are different, right? So each pipe sprays out the steam in a different way, eh? Bet that'll come in handy. Here comes that water again. Oh, I wish I could drink it all up for you. No, Missile, it's too salty. I think the more relevant point is that he's dead, so he can't drink it. Whatever, just do something about the steam. Leave it to me, Miss Lynn. Thanks, Missile. Okay, if I turn this, what will that cut off? No. Oh, I think, yeah, that did it. There, how does that look? It looks great! All the horrible steam is cleared out the way. Okay, it's not far now. Try to move forward. Ow. Look up there! If I could just make it to that door! We can escape! Now how in the world am I gonna get up there? Don't yell at me. If you want to yell, you can yell at me! Missile. How can I yell at you when you're so sweet about it? I think you just did. Let's look for something to pull Miss Lynn up with. Yeah, something to whisk Miss Lynn up and glide her ever so gently to the top with. Hey, are you being sarcastic? Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. Okay, raise away. Sorry. I can't do it. Open it. Hurry. Is that any way to ask for something? It's no use! I can't budge it. It must be stuck. Oh no. No! This way. What just happened? I can't believe my eyes. Lynn, the little lady, suddenly vanished, leaving only darkness and seawater. The submarine continues to sink down into the deep, deep sea. But I still want to try and make my way up as far as possible. Yeah, the claw! I still want to head up to find a single ray of light. Light to illuminate the truth at the bottom of this deep, deep darkness. Alright, that was chapter 16. 2 more to go. Almost dawn. The upended submarine continues to sink, slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and the salt water closing in on them, but at the very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? Ah! I see you managed to survive, Detective. Hey, you're... Excuse my appearance. I seem to have lost my body. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you. What happened? I can't even hold on to that image of myself any longer. You can't remember who you are? That's right. I came all this way tonight trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit tonight, I thought it was you, Sissel. Sissel? My name isn't Sissel. I bet you'll remember really soon. Who you are and who I am, too. What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further away from the truth. Or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind, a memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. Its engine room is destroyed. There's a hole in the hull. Well, there's a hole in the hull. And it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had to deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now. Temsik fragment. I didn't know they had it all figured out. You mean they figured out the source of your powers? Yeah, that meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time. If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research. And I think I kinda got some of it figured out. The meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers, like possessing and manipulating objects. And in my case, swapping objects! Exactly. Apparently there are individual differences in the powers we get. And it seems these powers change as time goes by. They do? Yeah, my powers changed over these past 10 years. At first, I could only manipulate small living creatures. Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. Is? How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite. It's radiation. That's what it does? Dying while being exposed to radiation? On that day 10 years ago. A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart and I died. So of course I received special powers. Hey, wait a minute! Is that how I got my powers too? You know, you might be right. Aren't the Temsik remnants still right there in that park at the bottom of the crater? You're right. So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite radiation too. Another effect of the meteorite's radiation has on us is that it gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. So the fact that I can return to 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of the meteorite. One of the characteristics of that meteorite is the ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death? This is all so strange and confusing. I can't take it all in. It makes about as much sense to me as anything else. Yeah, strange and confusing. That just about sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? That day, when that fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that separated my life and death. What? My body's vital function stopped 10 years ago, but my body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? So I just simply existed. Not really alive, not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day. My hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with a scalpel. So I guess as an incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Wow. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives? As part of the deal, I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the justice minister and made him issue the execution order. But I thought he might call off the execution at the last second. So that's why you wanted his daughter kidnapped. But they kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know. They had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Temzik. Detective Jowd was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. Inspector Cabanel and that junkyard super, they were slated to be wiped out too. And as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. They stole my Temzik fragment and here I am. But they had one more final target. You, Detective. Me? If you weren't in the park that day 10 years ago, I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay. I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, you'd become a detective looking into Jowd's case. Thought I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago. So of course you didn't recognize me. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power. It was the first time I wasn't able to control somebody completely. The aim was off and the first shot missed the mark. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan anyway. But they had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. I showed up. I was supposed to meet up with them after that. But then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. Aha! The inspector in white was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back no matter what. The inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temsik fragment. Or meteorite. Because you were looking into the Jowd case. They thought you would find out about Temsik sooner or later. And that's pretty much the whole story. The only thing left to do now is to wait for water pressure to crush this submarine. Oh no. There are no cores that link from here to the water surface. I have an idea! We hook up the phone line and... There are no communication cables down this deep. They meant for this submarine to be my coffin. Coffin for the dead. There's no escape. I think I kinda understand now. What you've been feeling these 10 years? You what? This feeling, cut off from the world, all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. Lynn? Camilla! Is it true? We're stuck here? What? Oh, If my dad was here, I bet he'd save us. Oh, Camilla, I'm so sorry! Huh. That's funny. What is it, Sissel? There's something I don't understand. Why would they go to all the trouble of detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsik fragment and escape if that's what they wanted? Why did they have to jettison your body off into the sea? Huh. That's a good question. But I guess it doesn't matter why now. We'll never find it again. I have no idea to where it was launched to. Yes, we do! This will tell us where Detective Jowd is. A present from the Inspector in White. That's right. Detective Jowd told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in the person's body in the command room, right? Then we should be able to tell exactly where it is with this. But even if we find out where it is, how do we get there? We should be able to figure out something between the three of us. With our powers, right, Miss Lynn? Right, and... Oh, wait a minute, what about a torpedo? Torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. Looks like Detective Jowd is our last hope. Come on, let's get started. Let's see, how do we get started? The torpedo room, huh? There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out. Oh, I get it! You're gonna ram a missile into... Wait, you're gonna use a missile to ram the control room! I don't know about ram, but I don't want... But we don't want to blow Detective Jowd up. But something like that. We'll climb up to the torpedo room too. Up is definitely safer. Okay, I'll see you there. Looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 1 more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube. When it comes to missiles, you can count on me! I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. I just turned on the backup power. We ought to be able to use those switches now. Okay, let's try it. Good luck. Which won't budge. Maybe it's broken. But I don't think the entire device is broken, though. Probably work just fine if I could move this switch. Just have to find a way to move it somehow. But I can't do it with my powers alone. What will happen to these 2 ladies? I think that's up to us and our powers. What? There's no time to be standing around unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength missile? Me? Of course I will! Count on it! Okay, now we got missile back. There we go. That torpedo looks serviceable. All set on this end too. But something's odd. What is it? The command room. It looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. Right, okay, hop into the missile. I'll launch it for you. Okay, thanks. I've already set the torpedo's course. It'll head toward the command room where Detective Jowd is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be your window of opportunity to jump over to the command room. Okay, got it. And then we'll find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back. Okay, come on, Missile. Missile? I'm sorry. I can't go. What? I just can't. How could I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I can't do it. Missile. I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Sissel. I can't do it either. I can't ask Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels. I want you to go, Missile. What? But, Miss Lin! If you staying here won't change our fate. But if you go with Sissel, you might be able to make something happen. And that's our only hope. But, what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camilla? I just know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. Miss Camilla! That's a good boy, Missile. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. Sissel? Yeah? We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. I'm glad I met you, Detective. But we're gonna see each other again, right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right. We promise, little lady. Of course we will! I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here goes, then. Good luck, friend! These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lin and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light, of hope, reach this far down into the deep sea? Before I can think of an answer, the 12 seconds are up. Detective Jowd! I bet that big masked man did this! I'm gonna bite him! You better not. You might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking. So I wonder what this masked man is going to do. Let's talk to Detective Jowd! Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd. Who are you? Are you Sissel? Please excuse my appearance. Can't believe you made it here. How's Camilla? And what about Lin? Well, it's kind of a long story. I told Detective Jowd about everything that happened on the submarine Yanoa. So the submarine is badly damaged? Why would he do that to his own submarine? I wish I knew. I know the answer to that one. Because he's afraid of my powers. You! You followed us? I didn't even notice. Been 10 long years, Detective Jowd. Are you Youmio? So you remember me, do you? How could I possibly forget? So that's your real name, huh? Youmio? That's right. But those people on the Yanoa were calling you Sissel? That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you. Right, Detective Jowd? Right. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you? Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know. Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers. I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government. It doesn't sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about. To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me that I'd ever have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. I was the guy who built the core of the system. The police arrested you, and then that incident happened. He escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as hostage. By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Yomiel. 10 years ago. My soul was split from my body and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world, no question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear. But I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right. Sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair. And I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering. And so that's why you murdered Alma. That's right. Wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. What? It was the twisted wish of a mind poisoned by infinite loneliness. And then, I was plotting my revenge. I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal. There's something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be valuable to them. But, what would you get out of the deal? A new life. Life? I asked them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they would help me with my revenge plot. And the second was a rebirth for me. Rebirth? A new beginning, eh? I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity, and everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept me. And finally I wanted to die, surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for. completely man-made life. That's right. I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And their response in the end was betrayal. They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And they even figured out what Temsik was all about. And you had no idea they were doing all this? None at all. I was a fool. So then, why did they go to all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal a hunk of the Temsik meteorite from the park? They couldn't. Huh? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. By Inspector Cabanel and the old pigeon guy, eh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then they decided to put the park under surveillance, just in case. Surveillance, huh? This looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old odd person. That park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale. So that's why they couldn't steal the Temsik meteorite. Lately, under their pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsik meteorite. So that's it, eh? So the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh? Yeah, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. What's that? You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well, shall we get started? Started with what? Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course. What? What good would that do now? But we promised! We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla we'd save them! And we can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now. Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. So, where are we headed? We're not headed anywhere, Detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too! He's a robot! By the way, I am not human, Detective. I am a remote-controlled robot, Detective. What? Your country's use of technology. It's just plain off. We get that a lot, Detective. Why would you go to all the trouble to do this? That's nothing but a shell there. It's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, Detective. Possibility? What are you talking about? There's no need for you to know, Detective. Now is the time to say goodbye, Detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Grr. Milla, forgive me. Yeah, so what are we supposed to trick exactly? It isn't over yet. It isn't? Remember what that big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small. Possibility? In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of turning this situation around. Huh? What is it, Detective? Look at Yomiel's shell. There's no aura emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsik fragment is gone. Could this change in his shell give us some kind of lead? I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small, is that they're afraid of. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsik. His body cycled between the moments that separated his life and death. Normally, we can only jump back at someone who's been dead for less than a day. However, his body wasn't quote-unquote dead until the fragment came out. Right, but not anymore. The Temsik fragment has been taken away. Exactly. So what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Temsik fragment was removed from my shell, it became a regular corpse. So let's see. That means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death? But wait a minute! Exactly when is that? That's simple. We'll find out. When we get there. Let's move! I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever. And then I saw it. The final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all of the clues. All I have to do now is remember. The final journey to the truth starts now. Time for the final chapter, guys. It's called Final Chapter. When was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago when the Temsik meteorite fell. We traveled back through time, and now we're here at the scene of that death. The start of it all is about to replay itself. It's ready! Hold it! Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Eh. Now just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her! Huh? Oh, Akin, shoot, you might get hurt. Are you okay? You all right now? Are you hurt? You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. So that's the Temsik meteorite, eh? It's beautiful looking at it from this angle. It changed all of our fates completely. We can't stop Temsik from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Jowd? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. We might not be able to change your fate of dying. I can accept that. What I did was inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, the fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Okay, let's get started. Can't reach anything, gotta wait. Turn around. Okay, we're in the baked apple, or the, sorry, sweet potato. Turn up. What are you doing? You're gonna hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears! Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Really startled her. You've made her drop her sweet potato. I know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway. At least her fate has changed, albeit ever so slightly. Okay. You can rock the basket. Pray. Oh, I needed to be in the sweet potato as it rode up. We messed up. Oh, look at that sweet potato! That big, scary sweet potato! It's not a sweet potato missile, that's Minnow. Oh, right, of course. Well, look at the potato and Minnow. Right now, they're both the same shape. You're saying you could swap them? Huh, good idea, Missile. Okay, here I go, and I'm gonna need your help. My help? Okay. Pretty sure that's a trick. I have to get over to that one. There's nowhere for me to go. Oh, he has to be in the lamppost, not the sweet potato. That was quite a sight to see. Looks like this park just got a new feature. But neither one of them even glanced this way. Guess that's not surprising, even a meteorite didn't distract them. Hey, it was a desperate situation, kill or be killed. Yomiel is killed right after this, by the meteorite. Well, now that the park has a new feature, we can use it to our advantage in any way. Oops. Can't reach. Yeah, it had to be up higher. I had it, but I didn't have it. Okay, you could just stay in there. Rock the basket. Get into the sprayer. Wait for it. Shoot. Get in that. Okay, now we spray. Like, it's weird. I have to get that, like, to there. There's nowhere we can move. Alright, it's one of those, I know the answer, but I don't know how to get there. Because even it, Oh, there it goes. I needed to just move it down a little bit. Oh, look, the lamppost is bending. But it hasn't broken yet! It really is a wonder it hasn't snapped. It might just be able to hold on for a little while longer. If I recall, Temsic fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But if Minnow sits firmly in its way, then fate should change! Okay, now I'm waiting for it. There, how's that? Look! The fragment's course! It changed a little! Now Yomiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute. Take another look at that fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? In its path? No! Detective Jowd! The Temsid fragment shot through his leg! What? But the cruel twists of fate weren't over yet. Come on, put it down! Huh? Jowd, put the gun down now! If you don't, you're going to shoot him! I don't know if this is his detective training or what, but even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen! Missile? The bullet is stopped in midair! I'm here! Inside the bullet! Now let's swap it with something! What? With what? Detective Jowd, the meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. And to do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as the bullet around here. Eat sweet potato! Oh. Oh no. We stopped the bullet. But we still couldn't save him. That's not true. My fate is getting pierced through the back might not have changed. But I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead, I'm just unconscious. Yeah, he was only minorly impaled. Okay. Your fate of death has changed, but still, this fate is just too painful to watch in every sense. I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning. No! Wake up! You gotta get out of there! Damn it, my leg won't work! It's all over! We're out of time! It's Lynn! It's not over yet. But there isn't anything else to swap with! Why don't we just let it play out and then try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse. And then you can redo the last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that! Why not? Sure, the fact her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen, not if I can help it. Well, what can we do now? Even if we work together? I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Sissel and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death. Yomiel! Sissel, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this. Huh? I don't get it. Just trust me. Let's go. Alright, I'll try to move there. Now gather your strength and make it spray as if your life depended on it. I'm dead though. In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all! And remember, you'll only have a split second. Got it! Now it's your turn, Missile. Me? What can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Okay, got it. You can swap them. That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position. But even if I swap them, it'll still be right above Miss Lynn. Don't worry. Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap them. It's no use! We can't stop that horrible minnow! What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or two helped. Oh, it helped alright. Those few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn. Your turn? You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute, you mean... That's right. I'm gonna save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. Ye gods. Ah, you're awake. Hey, mister, is your knee okay? Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit. But the main thing is that you're not hurt. You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. Do you think you could go call the police for me? I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... What's that? This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who have been very brave. A detective's badge? Thanks! Okay, you know what to do, little detective. Are you alive? Yeah. Sadly. Hang on, help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? Be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It was as if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But you know, I'm glad it happened. Hey, mister? I found this kitten. It was over there. Come to think of it, I just saw a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. Kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. That's funny. It doesn't look like it's injured or anything. A little kitty. How about I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten? Well, it looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? That kin's, of course. Thistle's. Sissel? The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years. You were my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend? I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kin that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. Somebody, please look at me. Huh? Oh, kid, shoot, you might get hurt. Somebody, please reach a hand out to me. I had only just died. Oh, sorry. I had just only died at the time. I had lost everything, my life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore. But I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the Black Kin, with no recollection of who I was. I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to just being a cat. And then the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I just had to go see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. But I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man, and there was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects. See? Small creatures. His first thing was a cat. But then after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted artificial light. When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light, or at least that's what I tried to believe. I left my old self buried away in that junkyard and walked away. black cat. I was possessing Sissel then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So you borrowed the body of your old friend. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Sissel, there inside the bag, was dead. What? I wasn't able to control her completely. The first bullet didn't hit anything, or so I thought. But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag. Yes, that's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of Temsic radiation. And that's when I got my powers of the dead, my ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought the corpse was me. It was the only other corpse I could see at the time, after all. But as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lindnight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? Simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Remember that thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things you can do that I can't. You mean I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death? If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. But you're here, 10 years in the past now. That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, the kin Sissel's fate. I can just bet you the fate of the woman you loved has changed too. Yes, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, eh? So, Yomiel, it looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yes, and I'm glad too. I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. Yeah, we understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right. We should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again. So these past 10 years will now all vanish. Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. That's the way this Game of the Dead works, eh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Sissel. Yeah? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It'll be like we never met. But before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now, right, Yomiel? Thank you, Sissel. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel. Sissel! Are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't. Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then. Sissel! I'll never forget you! I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, looks like you come to live with me now. Let's be getting home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now, we're each going back to our own new present. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again. Wait! Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. Before I cease to exist. Oh, it's you! Yes, it is I, Ray. In case you have forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I'd hoped. I am really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory. Yes, I know that. I know all about you. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you? Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight, the first of which was hers. You could probably say the first of it was his. Because he did. If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, two little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred. What? Look at that! The powers of the dead! But how? He didn't really understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. But with all you know now, I bet you understand it. Do you not? Hey, wait a minute. That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects. He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady. The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in red in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death. What? He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story this night. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold. So that was you, huh? That's right. I'm Missile. 10 years is a very long time in dog years. You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own. But you decided to wait those 10 years out. Exactly. And then, at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old, and my powers were weak. So I decided I need to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me. But wait a second. You were able to manipulate that desk lamp. Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects. But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself? Because I couldn't. Huh? From watching the man in red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could. Like travel through phone lines, for example. What? It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power. especially if you're trying to chase somebody. But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me? Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before on that night the first time around. We what? We met before? From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at the junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the ghost world paths to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you. That was me? So I was shot on that night, first time around as well. You had lost your memory that time too. You had just died and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me. I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line. I'm really sorry I didn't help you. That's why I decided that this time, I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage. Mutual advantage? The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yomiel. What? I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit. A time limit? That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have been all over. Then you mean that thing about ceasing to exist? Oh, that? Completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely. Oh boy. I hate to admit it. This little doggy really outsmarted me in every way. Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I. Missile, I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Missile. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, eh? Of course! Because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Sissel. And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new present.
Nothing is a greater motivator than existential dread. Good to know.
It's true. Huh? How come it's dark? I'll just turn on the lights here. Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. Yippee! It worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday, the day before yesterday. I made this surprise for her, but it came out so well I wanted to use it again. That's alright, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right? Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home! Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today. Hi, Camilla. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges too? Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though. Haha, how long are you going to keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn? What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective. It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day? When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow. Destiny, eh? And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me. That you will. That you will. Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten. That's right, the very one. You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten? Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. Oh, what a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Sissel. Huh. It seems to me I've heard that name somewhere before. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. Alright, everyone. Let's start the celebration. Okay, Mom. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. And so we meet again, Sissel. From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world and I learned something. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected. Somewhere, somehow, in some way. And now this is my new fate. Dun dun dun! I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch the strange and beautiful patterns of their lives unfold. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. And that, my friends, is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn. Like I say, it isn't my birthday. Oh, Missile's best boy. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay at home and guard the fort. Well, birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby. That man can wolf down spaghetti. Imitating Cavanella. There. How do you like that? Not bad, eh? But definitely not good. Maybe now I can be a great detective, just like Inspector Cabanela. What kind of example is the inspector providing for his men? Here's your food, gentlemen. Memory, what are you doing here? I heard you were going to be picking new members for the Special Investigation Unit today. So you took on a part-time job here again just so you could eavesdrop? Oh, you have no idea the lengths I'd go to reach my goals. Got a bug in it. Turmeric, coriander, cumin, and punigig out. Curried chicken. But our very best customer requested it! Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another bite. Yeah, who is this very best customer? He would want curried chicken, wouldn't he? I mean, since the manipulator events never happened, he wouldn't get thrown in jail. Are you sure we really need all these explosives? Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. I followed the instructions exactly. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams! Well, now he's going to be eating even more chicken. So this is where you work, huh, Papa? That's right, sweetheart. Darling husband, don't you have any ideas you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories, the indiscretions of a minster, perhaps? Now, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel? Here's to the stodgy mind of my darling husband. The deal is going quite well. Oh, I must say, these grapes are quite good, my man. The Yanoa is about to scrape the bottom of the sea. Be forewarned, sir. Egad! Keep it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now. I'm genuinely just curious why he's still wearing his prison attire. Because the Curry guy wasn't wearing his prison attire. Just a bunch of weirdos in the park. And a bunch of weirdos in the police station, too. Today's the day, you know, he's finally getting out. You know, everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that. Then let me show you a new dance that's been passed down in our family for generations. We do this when we have a stomachache. We call it Dance Away the Pain. I'm really interested in that one. Think you could show me next week? You got it. And long years, Yomiel, your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you is waiting outside.
How is he not in a wheelchair?
Hey, it's been 10 years. Legs can get better in 10 years. You don't know how much of him was crushed. Ah, that's the final picture. I love how the wife is not in the frame. Instead, it's Cabanella. And now we have the port credits, so I'm going to talk over these ones. And what are my thoughts on Ghost Trick Phantom Detective? This is a wonderful, tiny game. I've stated this before, but the length of a game never is the de facto defining thing that makes me love a game. This story really did catch me off guard nearly every step of the way. Because I know some of my best friends have been speculating what it could be, but they had time to mull it over, like, between streams, and guess how everything fit together. When you're just playing this game in one long stretch, you don't really have time to think. You're just go. But this game is that right amount of fun, silly action with fun, silly characters and fantastic music, as well as an interesting story. And while you said there's no chance for a sequel, I don't completely agree with that. I think if this port got enough support, we would have a chance for a sequel. Because don't forget, the writers and all that are still in the game. Like, Shu Takemi, who wrote this game, their latest game was The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which that was like 6 years ago, but they're still working. They were working on Exoprimal, but that game isn't doing too well. We'll see where they go, but I'm saying that they left just enough there that I could totally see a sequel being made. After all, the villains of the game never got caught. They were in a submarine. They're still being villains. Just think about all the superpowered rats. Yeah. Oh, that would be great. But this was a phenomenal little game. And I say it, like, even though you watched it, if this game really tugged at you, consider throwing some money at it, or let Capcom know in some way that you want to see more things like this. Because this was absolutely phenomenal. And I would look forward to a sequel, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. But, you know, dumber things have happened in the video game industry. Everyone got sequels for games no one asked for. So, hey, maybe no one's asking for this one, and maybe we'll see it someday in the future. But for what we got, this has been fantastic, and this has been your host, Kazakh Raspel, hoping to see you in the next video or live stream or series, and signing out.